Big Brother is always watching. Always watching. By user Chocolate Bourbon. Lately, I spend a lot of my time auditing license usage. Essentially, I review our internal logs and look for users who haven't used an application in a long time or perhaps have never used it. Then I ping the relevant users to confirm you don't need this anymore, right? Most of the time, folks agree I can take the license for someone else to use. Their role changed or their team switched to a different app, etc. Sometimes they explain that their usage is seasonal and they typically only need it at the end of the quarter. But they always do need it. That's the pattern. We exchange a few sentences and I move on. Occasionally, I run across a user who adopts a different approach. A chat I had today with a user encapsulates how the different approach normally plays out. Me. I'm writing to you about your usage of the example app. We have relatively few licenses and I've been asked to do a review. You were assigned a license back in October of last year. I see you've been using the app consistently. Are you using it to create new content or just to view the content or just to view the content that others have created? User. I do both. I use it to create new content and to view content. Me. May I ask what content you're creating? I check the logs and they don't document you creating anything. User. Well, I'm new to my role. I've been viewing up to this point, but I will create new content going forward. Me. I'll move you to a free restricted license. You'll be able to view content that way. Your experience won't change. Once you do need to start creating content, please submit another ticket and we'll follow the process. User. I'll have my manager contact you. The next person I pinged said that they use the license every day. I pointed out that the log said they hadn't logged in for almost 2 months. They responded that they had been temporarily reassigned, and once they get back to their old team, they'll go back to using the app daily again. Same exchange. I explain I'm taking it back and they complain. This job would be so much easier if users were honest, per your request. By user alarm. Nerve, 2043. It is another day spent in glorious service to Faceless Megacore. Today's honor is to build up 2 rooms for presentations. The ticket comes through for X number of desks with dual monitor desktop computers and 1 presenter PC, and the same in the neighboring room. My chest tightens, my voice falters. I weep silently for the prestige bestowed upon me. Mine is to trolley forth the requisite number of Cs and twice their number again in displays to unbox and connect, document seating plans, import assets, and image. For Mother Nation, for the Allfather, for Empire, I submit my humble work for approval. The estate's organizer has seen my message. There's no query nor reply. Silence is the reward for adequacy. I offer my presence on the next day to guide our presenter to their duties. The next day, me. Your rooms, my presenter. Presenter. What if is this? Me. Presenter. Presenter. There's 2 of them? Me. As you wished, I have made so. Presenter. Yes, excellent work, but there are 2 rooms. Me. Presenter. But there's only 1 of me, isn't there? What am I expected to do? Stand in the corridor and shout through both doors? I start in 15 minutes. It's not your fault. I'll take this up with estates. The presenter is generous and forgiving. It is another day spent in glorious service to Faceless Megacore. My laptop is sluggish, but it's not the laptop. By user A, new year, new act. Today we had a phone call in today about a user's laptop being slow. At first, we thought it was due to Microsoft 365 filling up the storage, which is a known issue to us, but he also mentioned it could be the battery, which with his specific make and model, we've had warranty claims for. I remote on to clear the storage on this laptop, and so far it works fine. I disconnect only to have a second call come in to say that this user is still having trouble. While on the laptop, our second-line support checks the queue and memory usage in the background, but there are no signs of high usage. Eventually, during that call, we decide to set up and arrange another laptop for him, so I get it set up and ready to go. But because of how we operate, it's remote, so I could not visit him in person after I send a confirmation in the ticket that it's all been arranged for delivery, etc. I was expecting the issue to be that the fan was clogged, since we have figured it out that the higher up the corporate chain you go up, the worse the state of the laptop is in. His manager's manager is the CEO. However, he phones back again. This time it's different. He found out the issue why it was happening. His mouse. It was his mouse. The end user touched the touchpad and noticed it was acting smooth, so he swapped out the mouse. What makes this even better is that I had the exact same issue. My old mouse was sluggish, so I grabbed an old mouse from when old equipment from one of our offices came in, and it works just fine for me now. We both had the same issue, which isn't a lot, but weird. It happened twice. If you're out of luck on issues, change the mouse. I'd give you credit if credit were due. By user and Dan. Rolling out a new version of a software we use. Transitioned from C-based licensing to user-based licensing. I send out a wide email detailing what to expect. The emails that will come from the service, and when we will roll out the actual software, getting their accounts sorted in advance to save a headache at the launch. Instructions were to the effect of, follow the instructions in the account creation email. Wait for software to be released through software portal. Your ticket comes in. Need admin to install new version. Typical requests from someone who doesn't follow rules, downloaded software on their own, and wants it installed. Close the ticket. Remind the user of our policy and of the instructions in the original email. A reply comes back with an attachment, email conversation checking in with another member it's part of the rollout, and that he figured it was time to get it installed, as well as give me some credit for knowing not to download software with admin approval. Not to mind, that's been our policy the entire time both he and I have been here. I can feel there's a disconnect.
So with a quick little check of his PC, there it is. The installer just sitting there.
So no, I won't be giving you any credit because not only did you ignore recent instructions, company guidelines, but you also lied to me.
Users, man.